There's a truth we often overlook when life isn't going our way. Sometimes the very moments that feel like setbacks are actually laying the foundation for our future success. We often get caught up in day-to-day struggles, blaming ourselves for our circumstances, without realizing that these roadblocks can be the building blocks for something better. Today I want to talk about embracing the process, even when it seems like everything's falling apart, because in reality, you're just getting ready for a breakthrough. I'm sure you've had moments where you've tried something that didn't go as planned. Maybe you launched a business and barely got any customers. Whatever it was, it's tempting to think I failed, but you only actually fail when you give up. If you believe you lost, you lost. If you believe you failed, you failed. But the biggest difference between people who eventually win and those who don't all boils down to mindset. Think of Colonel Sanders. He was past the retirement age before KFC blew up. By the time most people were winding down, he was just starting up. Imagine he said, "I'm too old for this stuff. This is impossible." There'd be no original recipe fried chicken. Same goes for Sir Samuel Jackson, Mr. Snakes on a Plane. He didn't become a household name till he was in his 40s. Now he's one of the biggest names and most recognizable people in the world. These stories aren't about instant success, they're about resilience, grit, and an unwavering belief that your next chapter can be your best. Your mindset shapes everything, and it can't be stressed enough. Your perspective becomes your reality. If you walk into a room already convinced you're going to fail, you're right. Of course, external factors play a part. Timing, competition, resources, but the mental game is where successes and failure is decided. Whether you're dealing with work stuff, relationship stresses, personal growth, the way you talk to yourself matters. Embracing the no moments. Because let's face it, you're going to get a lot of no's. You're probably going to get more no's than you get yeses. That's just the way life works. A no from the job you wanted, a no from the publisher, a no from the investor, a no from the person you hoped would believe in you. And it will sting. But every no has a role in shaping your journey. Sometimes it gives you that creativity boost you needed, pushing you to change your approach. Other times it teaches humility, reminding you that you still have more to learn. The key is to see rejection as information. If you're turned down for a promotion, ask yourself, what can I improve? Or is there another path that aligns better with my strengths? That reflection can turn a no into a catalyst for growth. And remember, you can get 1,000 no's, but you only need one yes to change your life. And you need to see setbacks like they're bricks that you're stacking up one at a time to form a strong base. Yes, each brick might feel heavy or some look like an eyesore, but the structure they create will eventually be your launching pad. So see those unsuccessful attempts as practice. Every new try, every unsuccessful pitch, flop campaign adds another layer of experience. Over time, that foundation becomes unshakable because it's built on real lessons rather than pure luck. Colonel Sanders had countless rejections before someone finally invested in his recipe. Samuel Jackson worked in small roles for years before honing his craft until the right opportunity showcased his talent. If you're feeling discouraged right now, remember you're simply collecting bricks. So keep stacking. And there's power in persistence. There's a straightforward equation that often leads to success. Persistence plus adaptability plus time equals progress. You can't control all variables, but you can decide not to quit. Every effort you put in, even if it seems small or unappreciated, compounds over time. Think of it like putting quarters into a jar daily. At first, it's barely noticeable, but eventually it adds up to something substantial. And adaptability plays a crucial role here too. Sticking to your dream doesn't mean stubbornly doing the same thing forever. It means tweaking your approach, learning from feedback, and pivoting when necessary. Persistence keeps you on the path. Adaptability ensures you navigate the twists and turns effectively. And there's a big difference between failing and learning. If you replaced every instance of I failed with I learned, that small shift can change everything. Because if every mistake is a lesson, then each mistake is actually progress. You're that much wiser, that much stronger, and that much closer to your goal. When Colonel Sanders kept hearing no, he wasn't just failing, he was fine-tuning his pitch, discovering new locations, and meeting different types of investors. So the question is, how can you turn your own rejections into stepping stones? Maybe you change your networking strategy, or refine your skill set, or you discover a side of your passion that you never even considered. One thing I will say, and I'm not going to hide, is that doubt's going to sneak up on you in those quiet moments. Whether it's late at night, maybe you're in the shower, there's nothing to distract you. It's going to whisper, you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that you're too old, you're too young. But consider this, that was just a feeling. And like all feelings, it's temporary. But the danger is treating it like it's the truth. Your mindset can cure the doubt. Something I do when I feel buried under the weight of doubt is find role models, find people who inspire me, people who overcame the greater odds than me, and I don't need to know them. If I'm fortunate enough to live in a technology era where I can go on YouTube and search their story. So each time doubt creeps in, remind yourself you're on a path and your story isn't finished. Colonel Sanders had a passion for chicken. Samuel Jackson had a passion for performance. But passion alone wouldn't have pushed him into success. You had to match it with consistent effort. So whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, content creator, artist, or simply trying to meet your personal goals, for that magic, the magic happens when passion and action meet. The process isn't always glamorous. You're probably going to have nights of reading business strategies or hours of practicing lines in front of a mirror. That silent labor is actually quietly shaping your success. While you may not see immediate results, you need to trust that the effort is compounded beneath the surface. And remember that no one truly does it alone. Whether it's mentors, supportive friends, or communities, they all accelerate your growth. But your own mindset remains the core ingredient. You can have the world's best mentor, but if you believe you're doomed to fail, you're probably right. Surround yourself with people who fuel your ambition, people who champion your success, and people who remind you of your potential. But remember, at the end of the day, you gotta decide to push through. You gotta decide that no, it's just another lesson and not the final answer. And it's something I've done to help me, and it's visualizing your future. Spend a few minutes a day picturing a future vision of yourself. Confident, accomplished, proud to have never given up. Visualize not the success, but also the shots and the wounds you overcame, the mental image that you create can motivate you. Whenever you're tempted to quit. When Colonel Sanders was traveling around the country with his pressure cooker and seasonings, imagine how often he must have visualized successful restaurants featuring his recipe, or Samuel Jackson was taking every small part he could to hone his skills. Imagine how he must have pictured himself on the big screen. They saw something beyond their current reality, and that vision kept them on track. When the process feels unfair or feels endless, remind yourself each disappointment is laying the brick for the fortress of your future success. Keep going, because the final structure, your dream, can only come to life if you persist. The difference between a failure and a lesson is perspective. The difference between giving up and pushing forward is mindset. So trust the process. When things don't go your way, see it as part of the journey. Accept the no moments, knowing they're shaping you for a yes. Keep showing up, because if you stop, you failed. You fail. If you believe you've lost, you lose. But when you decide you're still in the game, you're still learning, still moving forward, the door to success remains wide open. And trusting the process doesn't mean blindly hoping. It means actively believing that each experience, good or bad, is molding you. It means using setbacks as fuel, not reasons to stop. Colonel Sanders and Samuel Jackson are proof that timing isn't always in our hand, while persistence definitely is. So next time you feel stuck, remember each hurdle is laying the groundwork for something far greater. The best chapters of your story will still be ahead. So just keep turning the pages. I love you all. I believe in you all. You got this. Peace.